I'm joined now by Deputy TV Editor of Variety, Michael Schneider, who is in Los Angeles. Michael, thank you so much for joining us this evening. And a cultural icon, President Biden has called her. I mean, forever a golden girl, of course, but the breadth of her work, well, it was huge, wasn't it?
Yeah. You know, we don't use the term national treasure lightly, but it definitely applies in the case of Betty White. I mean, we've never known television without Betty White. She was there, like you mentioned, at the dawn of TV. Some of our favorite shows over the years, Golden Girls, Mary Tyler Moore. She was always a presence in our life. And so that's what's so sad and sort of, really has a nation in mourning today.
I think she had been, living quietly at home during the pandemic. She had said in a recent interview, hadn't she, that she felt lucky to be in such good health at her age. She was looking forward to her 100th birthday on the 17th of January.
Yeah, and that's what's sort of so tragic and bittersweet about this is that she was just a few weeks away. There were already plenty of tributes in magazines and newspapers, including our own. We were preparing for a big celebration of her 100th birthday. She got so close, and that's sort of kind of sad about this. But, obviously her legend lives on.
And tell us about some more of the tributes that are coming in, Michael. I saw a lovely one from Ryan Reynolds, who said she managed to grow very old and somehow not old enough.
Yeah, everyone who worked with Betty White or who came in contact with her over the years have been paying tribute, even before today's news, because people were starting to pay tribute to her 100th birthday. Steve Martin had a nice tribute yesterday before her passing, and we'll continue to see those roll in because so many people worked with her, loved her, and Betty White continued to work up until, a year or two ago. So she was active way into her late 90s. Everyone has a Betty White story.
I read in an interview that she had done, she was asked what she hoped her legacy would be, and she said she wanted people to think kindly of her and maybe make them smile. What do you think her legacy will be?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. I think, in a country that feels so divided these days, one of the few things we can all agree on is that Betty White made everything better. If you knew she was going to be in a film or a TV show, even as a guest star on something, she won Emmys for guest starring on television shows. That's how great her presence was. And I think everyone just had an extra smile on their face when they saw that Betty White was going to be involved in something.
And let's talk in a little bit more detail about the Golden Girls. Of course, the show that really brought her to such huge, widespread attention, perhaps the one that people, if you say her name, they will most associate her with, and that character of Rose Nyland. She inhabited that role along with the other three actresses, the Golden Girls, but why was that role so iconic?
Well, I think it was a combination of, all four of those women were so iconic. Sadly, Betty White was the last of that four to pass. But it was that relationship between these four women. It was the sort of the sweet naivety of Rose Nyland, the character that Betty White played, so opposite of the actual Betty White. Betty White herself was had a sharp edge to her. She had a wicked sense of humor. She was always quick to the punch, so opposite of Rose. But there was something that we really appreciated about that character, that naivete that she played so well on Golden Girls.
Do you think those characters, those women, were ahead of their time in the sense of the way that women were being portrayed on television at that time?
Absolutely, especially women of a certain age, clearly. And it's a dynamic that we've seen repeated on shows after, such as Sex and the City, which people have often sort of attributed the success of Sex and the City to the Golden Girls formula. But, these were really strong women of a certain age who, had a friendship that really looked out for each other and really, were the basis of this show that did so well. It really was groundbreaking, especially in the 80s.
Okay, well, Michael, thank you very much for reflecting on Betty White's life and her career. Michael Schneider, Deputy TV Editor at Variety. Betty White, who has died at the age of 99.